Okay, everyone, I want to talk a little bit about a technology which is known as jQuery. Now, jQuery is a great tool that you can use, and the first kind of way you use it is to put widgets on your website. Now, what's a widget? Well, a widget is sort of a program that is actually designed to do a specific task on your site, and it's designed in such a way to make it very easy, to make it very simple, and make it very easy to learn, but at the same time getting high levels of interactivity and functionality. Now, there are a lot of different ways to implement widgets on your site, but jQuery is the main way to do it. Now, essentially what jQuery is it's a library, a JavaScript library that is used to create these widgets, and it also uses a full programming language. Now, what the library does is it makes it very easy for you to program in jQuery, whereas JavaScript by itself has a little bit steeper of a learning curve. Now, jQuery as a framework or a platform has a couple different parts. The main jQuery library, which pretty much allows you to sort of create different JavaScript things and widgets to use on your pages, but it does it in a way that's very simple. One of the major problems with JavaScript is that it can have some cross-browser issues. jQuery avoids all of that. Okay, so another thing that's very important to understand about JavaScript is that you kind of need to have an understanding of HTML and CSS in order to be able to use it. Now, you should also have kind of an understanding of how JavaScript works, but jQuery is sort of an implementation of JavaScript to sort of streamline the programming interface. Okay, the motto of jQuery, as you can see right here, is write less, do more. So the entire library is designed for you to be able to do a lot of different stuff in a very simple sort of a way. Now, as I said before, the jQuery framework is broken up into a couple different parts. The main jQuery library, and then there's a second part here, which is called jQuery UI, which has a whole series of different user interface options. Things like accordion panels and buttons and drop down menus and sort of some effects to make things sort of hide and could do some animations and things along those lines. Mostly things that are associated with the user interface that you might build on a site. Okay. Now the next thing you have here is jQuery Mobile, which is a platform to develop mobile applications. Okay, and sort of all of those pieces that you see on different phones, like the menus and the buttons and the pull-down menus and all that for a mobile environment. That's what this part of the jQuery library does. Okay. Then there's two other parts which aren't very popular. One is called Sizzle, and it's sort of a specialized CSS selector engine, so a specialized sort of a selector and CSS implementation. Like I said, it's not very popular, but it does exist. And then finally, you have a testing platform called QUnit, which gives you the ability to test your work in a certain environment. We're going to focus on the first one for now, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this, okay? So I want to talk about some of the things that jQuery can do. So jQuery can do manipulation of HTML structure, which is something that we haven't been able to do with media queries, okay? It can also do manipulation of CSS, similar to a media query that we saw last week, okay? It can react to certain events. So if you clicked something or you roll over something, it can react to that. Okay, you can do a variety of effects and animations with it. Okay, and the one thing that we're going to look at here is that a lot of jQuery widgets or interactive functionality that's often added to a site is done using this technology. Okay, so there's a lot of different things out there that use jQuery. I'm sure all of you in this class have experienced jQuery in one sense or another. Okay, but what I'd like to do now is I'd actually like to go in and I'd actually like to take